All right, let's dive right into this explainer. Today, we've got a truly special story for you. It's a beautiful storybook-like allegory written by the philosopher Khalil Gibran, and it's all about facing the things that scare us the most. So settle in, get comfy, because today we are going to meet our hero, a brave little river who is about to face a giant, seemingly impossible challenge.
But hey, before we meet her, I've got to ask you something. Have you ever been really, truly scared? You know that feeling? Maybe you got those crazy butterflies in your stomach on your very first day of school, or maybe you felt super nervous the first time you tried to ride a bike without training wheels. Well, it is completely normal to feel that flutter in your chest when you're trying something brand new or facing something huge. And as we're about to see in our story, even something as fast and rushing as a river can get scared too.
Section 1. Meet the Trembling River.
So we meet our main character, a beautiful, bubbling stream of water. And right now, she is actually shaking and shivering at the edge of a great drop. But why is she so scared? Well, to understand that, we kind of have to trace back the journey she just took. She actually had a really long, fun, and safe adventure. Number 1, picture this. She started way up high in the crisp, sparkling peaks of the mountains, where the snow melts into fresh, clear water. Number 2, she traveled down this long, incredibly fun, winding road, literally bouncing over smooth rocks and splashing through valleys. Number 3, she cheerfully crossed through lush, bright green forests and friendly, sleepy little villages where kids played right by her banks. It was just a wonderful, happy trip. But now, at number 4, she's reached the very edge of the vast ocean. And then, whoa, suddenly there it is. She's staring right out at a massive, giant ocean. Just look at those beautiful wooden sailing ships out there with their tall masts and big white sails riding on that deep blue water. The ocean in front of her is so vast. I mean, it looks absolutely endless. And for a little river, well, that feels completely overwhelming.
Section 2. The Big Scary Ocean.
Now, our little river isn't just scared because the ocean is big. She's really scared of what it's going to do to her. This actually brings us to a very scary word for our river. Disappear. Let's think about that definition for a second. To disappear means to vanish completely and be gone forever. Our little river looks at that massive, endless, giant blue ocean, and she thinks that if she goes into it, she'll just be swallowed up. She thinks her journey will be over, her fresh water will mix with the salty sea, and the little river she has always been will just vanish forever. And honestly, that's a terrifying thought. Section 3. No turning back now. This is that exact moment in our story where the river feels, well, completely stuck. She desperately looks back. She wants nothing more than to just run backward, right back up to the safe mountain peaks and those quiet forests. But Khalil Gibran teaches us a really big, important rule of nature here. Nobody can go backward. Going back is actually impossible in existence. You know, you can't unring a bell, and a river definitely cannot flow backward up a mountain. So she has to look forward. Her only choice is to enter the ocean and take the risk. Even though she's trembling, there's literally no other way. Section 4. Becoming the ocean. So, the river realizes that staying stuck on the edge forever, yeah, that's not really living. She realizes she's got to face this fear head on. Imagine the little river squeezing her eyes shut, taking a great big deep breath and gathering up every ounce of her courage. She doesn't run away, she doesn't give up. Instead, whoosh, she takes a mighty leap and splashes right into the big, giant blue sea. She takes the ultimate risk. And the absolute most crucial part of this whole story is what happens next. Read this beautiful quote with me. It's not about disappearing into the ocean, but of becoming the ocean. This is the amazing secret we're learning today. The very moment the river enters the ocean, her fear totally disappears. Why? Because she realizes she isn't vanishing at all. Actually, it's the exact opposite. She grows up, she expands, she joins the sea and becomes the giant, powerful, endless ocean herself. She didn't lose herself at all. She became something even bigger and more wonderful. Section 5. What is true courage? Now that we've seen the river's magical transformation, let's talk about what this beautiful story actually teaches us about our own big feelings. Because really, the river's story is a story about all of us and how we handle the big, scary oceans in our own lives. Just look at this incredibly powerful takeaway. True courage is not the absence of fear, but the decision to move forward despite it. This is so important to remember. Being brave does not mean you aren't scared. I mean, the brave little river was trembling. She was terrified. But true courage meant she didn't let that fear stop her. She made the decision to take the splash and move forward anyway. And you know what? That is exactly what makes you a hero.
Which brings us to our final question for today's explainer. What brave step will you take next? The next time you're standing at the edge of something totally new, maybe it's a new grade in school, joining a new sports team, or facing a tough challenge, and you feel like trembling, I want you to remember our little river. Remember that you can't go backward, and remember that when you finally take that big splash, you aren't going to disappear. You are just going to grow into something even more amazing. Thank you so much for joining me on this adventure today, and I absolutely cannot wait to see you conquer your ocean.